333 3333. Welcome back to Tarot Tuesday, and today we are talking about threes. These are the third card within each of the suits of the Minor Arcana. So we are looking at the Three of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. What I love about the threes is that they really are a progression of the story within each suit of the Minor Arcana. What the three really represents is the culmination of 1 and 2 together. So when you look at the threes, it helps to look at the card that came before, the 2, to understand what the 3 is trying to say. That said, the threes in and of themselves do communicate quite a bit on their own, so you don't have to look at the 2s to understand it, but for the sake of this video, let's do just that. So first of all, threes, what do they mean? Like I mentioned, it's the culmination of 1 and 2. It really does show the progression, and the 3 is really where we can see the results that we have already achieved from the actions we have taken with 1 and 2, the 2 cards that came before. So threes really are that progression through the journey. So let's look at each one on its own. The Three of Wands, while it doesn't look like it shows anything about determination, action, growth, if you look at it against the 2, you'll see that the artwork of the 2 is very similar, but in the 2, there's sort of an idea that's been hatched, but nothing has quite been settled. And in the 3, you'll see that the wands are firmly settled into the ground, almost building the foundation, and that the stance of the man in the card is much more confident and determined. He knows where he's been, he knows where he's going, and more importantly, he's determined to get there. Now looking at the Three of Cups, what you see is the card that comes before is the 2, which really is a celebration of a relationship, a union, 2 people coming together. And the 3 is what we see comes out of that, is that celebration. It's also about relationships as well. Relationships with friends, with family, with the people that we have in our lives. So it's about culminating that, building that, growing that. The Three of Swords, very different vibe on this card, because like we see in a lot of the cards within the tarot, not everything is positive. Sometimes we got to have some negativity in our life. In this case, the Three of Swords is it amongst the threes. But if you look at it against the 2, you'll see that progression again. The 2 carries a lot of stress in it about a decision that we need to make within ourselves. And the 3 really shows the culmination of that decision, where our thoughts and our emotions led us. And in this case, it really is about heartache, of strife, 3 swords through the heart. So the 3 of Swords really gives us a chance to reflect on and try to understand how our thoughts and feelings have gotten us to where we are. And then likewise, the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles, as we know, is about our physical manifestations in this world. So this is really about the things that we leave behind. So the 2, as we know, is about being able to juggle everything in front of you, even if you're overwhelmed. The 3 is sort of the next step, the next natural progression, which is receiving that sort of guidance, that apprenticeship to do better, to be better, to achieve more. So it's about learning and growing in our craft. So as you can see, all 4 of the 3s have very different meanings, but all 4 of them show a progression through that story, through that journey of the Minor Arcana. So when we see the 3s, again, depending on which one you've got in your reading, you're going to have a very different energy about them. You look at the Three of Swords versus the Three of Cups. Wow, they're very, very different. You look at the Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, they have a similar vibe to them of more to come, but very different focus of the 2. So that is our Tarot Tuesday for today. Threes, 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 and more threes. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.